All these riders had a completed ride in round 1. They get into round 2, and Fabiano Vieira gets on the back of King Lopez, gets bucked off 3.44 seconds. He would finish 18th in the night. Right behind him would be Caleb Sanderson. He would get on Larry the Cable Guy's Get Her Done. He would ride him for 2.19 seconds, 17th finish. Luke Snyder gets on the back of BigTexTrailers.com after a decent ride on the back of Bone Handle right before where he rode Bone Handle for an 82 and 3/4 points. Well, he gets bucked off of BigTexTrailers.com, 2.9 seconds. Luke Snyder, is he slipping a little bit? He's having some bad weeks, you know what I'm saying? So, this week he finished off, he wasn't in the top 10, he finished off 16th. That's going to happen, I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's a very good bull rider, very talented. He'll bounce back. Wait to see him do big things in Houston. Silvano Alves, we keep saying he's the number 1 bull rider, he's last year's world champion, which he is. He's last year's world champion. Silvano Alves gets on the back of Sancho, 7.99 seconds. Are you kidding me? He ends up reviewing it, and they thought it was an 8-second ride. They end up reviewing it, and he doesn't get bucked off. And point, whatever you call it, second. I say, something. I think you're a little. I think the PBR, the judges were just a little too much on that one. I think you should have given it to him. That's just me personally. When it's that close,
that is going to be ever so
I think you're
close.
being a little too nitpicking with the instant replay.
I do not envy the judges.
I think I've seen them before give it to riders when it's closer. Not closer because you can't get any closer than that. But I've seen them give it to riders before. I think they should have given it to him. So at any rate, Silvano Alves finishes off 15th because they didn't give him the ride on the back of Sancho. Which means Aaron Roy gets on the back of Rango. He gets bucked off 3.79 seconds. Aaron Roy, an excellent bull rider out of Canada, past world champion, probably one of the best Canadian bull riders the PBR has, and he gets bucked off 3.79 seconds. Justin Kuhn, then you're asking, you had the first 5 bull riders went, nobody rode. What's going on with these guys? You know what I'm saying? Now, these bulls, you got to understand, were left. They are probably one of the most rankedest bulls that were left in the draft, because you got to remember J.P. Mooney, who finished off number 1, he gets first pick on what bull he wants to ride. So as you get further down to 10 through 18. Those guys pretty much had a great pick. Actually, no, I would say from Stormy Wing, from number 8, those guys got a pretty good pick on what they wanted. So these guys, that already just rode the first 5 guys, they pretty much got what was left over, which were pretty ranked bulls at the time. I say pretty ranked because the rankest got picked. All right. Well, we get to Justin Kuhn, who's on the back of T-Rex. I haven't seen much of T-Rex this season. 90-point ride. Your first 90-point ride of the day. Justin Kuhn on the back of T-Rex. Then we go to Valderon de Oliveira on the back of Motown Magic. He scores an 87.5 points. Here we go. The rides start coming. We think the rides start coming until this happens. Stormy Wing on the back of Asteroid. And whenever you talk about Asteroid, just like you talk about Bush Rocky, you got to show a highlight. Stormy Wing on the back of Asteroid. You're looking at the ride right now. The ride lasts pretty good. 6.11 seconds. Stormy Wing holds on to him. Stormy Wing says he needed to pick Asteroid because where he was seated so far back in the pack, he needed to get on the back of Asteroid. Asteroid scores a bull score of 46.5 points.
And it worked for a long time against one of the rankest.
Stormy Wing needed the ride. He knew that was going to be a 93, 94 point ride if he rode that bull. you know, and it was going to put him right in the top 10, if not win it. So he takes a chance, picks Asteroid, and he gets bucked off 6.11 seconds. Jordan Hupp versus Backbender. Jordan Hupp gets Backbender bends Jordan Hupp's back, I guess. 4.84 seconds. He gets bucked off. So those were the first 9 rides. Then we go into the next 9 rides. Cody Lostro versus Shepherd Hills Trapper. 2.53 seconds. Gets bucked off. Renato Nunes versus Highway 12. Highway 12, one of the rankest bulls out there right now. You know, very good. I say he's about number 4 or so on the rank chart. 5.03 seconds. 5 seconds gets bucked off. Ryan Dirty Eater on the back of Jack Daniels After Party. Another one. Ryan Dirty Eater needed 89 points. Now we're getting into these guys could actually take number 1 and end up winning this event. Ryan Dirty Eater needed 89 points to take the lead. He gets an 88.25 points. He doesn't take the lead. Ryan Dirty Eater would end up 6th. Cord McCoy on the back of Shamoon gets bucked off 6.35 seconds. Marco Gucci, guys riding with broken rib. You know, didn't need that much to get there. You know, to get into first place. He gets in the back of Trickster. 88.5 points. Not bad for a guy that's riding with a broken rib. 88.5 points in the back of Trickster. Austin Meyer gets on the back of Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey. And these guys have seen each other before. They know, Austin Meyer knows this bull. That was a safe pick. You know something? Good for you, Austin Meyer, taking a safe pick. You know what this bull is? You really didn't. You're 4th going into the 4-bill tough round. All you needed was actually all he needed was an 88.75 points, and he would have been number 1. Well, he ends up getting an 88.25 points. So he ends up finishing off the night in 4th. Chris Shivers on the back of Delco. Chris Shivers gets his, I told you already, he gets his 90-point ride. Chris Shivers ends up scoring 90 points in the back of Delco. Absolutely amazing. It was your second 90-point ride of the night. Chris Shivers scores 90 points. Douglas Duncan gets on the back of Who Dat. 4.16 seconds. He gets bucked off. JP Mooney, all he has to do is ride. If he rides, well, no, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't have to just ride. JP Mooney needed 89.75 points to almost a 90-point ride to beat Chris Shivers. He picks RMEF, Gunpowder and Lead, who can give him a 90-point ride easy. We've seen Gunpowder and Lead give riders 90-point rides. He can do it again. JP Mooney gets in the back of him, 89.5 points. Chris Shivers, who is on his farewell, we're going to call it the farewell tour, Chris Shivers. We're going to call it your farewell tour in the PBR, just like Adriano Moraes did. You know, his farewell tour. Made a big deal about it at every stop. Well, starting at stop number 8, they should make a big deal about it on the 4-bill tough round. This is your farewell tour, Chris. Thank you for the years in the PBR. You're an amazing bull rider. Is there going to be another one like you? We'll have to see. But you know something? You're an amazing American bull rider. And you know something? Hats off to Chris Shivers. I'm going to tell you what. Chris Shivers ends up winning the event. Comes in first place. JP Mooney comes in second. JP Mooney, by the way, is still number 1 in the world. Then you got Marco Gucci, Broken Ribs, 3rd place. Austin Meyer, 4th. Austin Meyer riding bulls again. It's good to see. Justin Kuhn, Ryan Dirty Eater, Valderon de Oliveira would be the first Brazilian to be, I'm sorry, Marco Gucci was in 3rd. But then you got Valderon de Oliveira, who was your number 2, still back there. He ends up coming in 7th. Douglas Duncan, Cord McCoy, Renato Nunes. It's good to see Renato Nunes coming back from his injury and riding bulls again. Cody Lostro, Jordan Hupp, Stormy Wing, Aaron Roy, Savano Alves is 15th. Spelman Evers needs to start really putting in some work. Luke Snyder, 16th. Like I said, Luke Snyder just had a bad week. You have those. Caleb Sanderson and Fabiano Vieira. I think the big story is Douglas Duncan doesn't make the cut. Comes back as a alternate. Qualifies second to going into the Ford Built Tough round. Ends up finishing 8th. He's in the top 10 bull riders. He will be in Houston, Texas. He's invited to Houston, Texas. You'll see Douglas Duncan in Houston, Texas at the Houston Invitational. Another arena event, one-day event this weekend in Houston, Texas. I am Z-Man. This is When the Dust Settles. I recapped the Atlanta Invitational for you. I will recap the Houston Invitational from Houston, Texas. Another arena event. It's going to be on the NBC Sports Network. Catch it. Don't miss it. Or you can watch it on PBR.com on their live event center. I will have more next week about Chris Shivers' retirement and the PBR athlete that's coming back off his injury. I'm Z-Man. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you after Houston.